Report has it that MC Oluomo, with the Nigerian name of Musiliu Omo Akisonya, has been elected. Some news outlets say appointed the national president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW. Right? So why some of you are just going to bash it up and say, hey, another Tinubu boy in the office, I've taken a closer look at some of the very important lessons that we need to learn. And on this platform, remember, we discuss lessons from scenarios, trends, and events. While I don't like Tinubu, I'm not a Tinubu fan, but there are a few things that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said to do that I look back at back to back and I say, what can I learn from this? For you to know how important NURTW is in Nigeria, before the 2023 general elections, it was fractionalized. A fraction of that particular body was created so as to be able to effect some level of groundwork for Bola Ahmed Tinubu's entrance into presidency. And according to INEC guidelines, they are supposed to collaborate with NURTW to provide logistics for movement of sensitive materials to and fro polling centers, INEC office, and designated places. So you see, quite importantly, you know how it is. In the comment section of this particular post on Instablog Nigeria, people were saying 2027 is guaranteed already for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now see, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's plan and master plan would have been to have made MC Oluomo NURTW president before the election, but he had some hiccups, clearly with all the drama that came with it, presidency and all of that, so it couldn't work. So they fractionalized it and was able to achieve an aim. Right now, it is cementing it for him. Why that is not my focus of this conversation, I'm here to tell us, again, to remind us of the fact that there is something about Bola Ahmed Tinubu that all of us need to learn. Now let's go. You see, I've looked around Bola Ahmed Tinubu and I've seen that the man, though not good with governance, but is a very, very good man with discovery, management, utilization, and maximization of men. Discovery, management, utilization, and maximization of men. One of the biggest gain or biggest prowess of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is his influence amongst very powerful individuals. If you must defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and this is broader and beyond elections, then you must have men too. A lot of the time, the people that compete against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even if they have been in politics before, because I've looked at this man, how is it that he has everybody in everywhere? I think one politician at a time in this country that may have had that level of influence was Chief Tony Aneni of blessed memory. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is too influential. And this is something all of us need to begin to learn. I ask myself, look at the people that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Yemi Osinbajo, the immediate past vice president, Babatunde Fashola, Sanwo-Olu, a couple of these guys. Yes, we are not so happy, it's undemocratic, but this guy to have been able to save up these men, using them. Look at MC Oluomo in another strategic office. I think I was watching a video of Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State, former minister of transport, after the elections. He said that it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu that nominated Yakubu Mahmood to be INEC chairman far back after Jega's tenure expired in 2016. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So what we went to do in the 2023 general elections was a segment, a few of us fighting against institutionalized framework created by one man's influence for a long period of time. We must clap for ourselves for the job that we did. We must clap for ourselves. But it's obvious that there is something we need to learn from this man. And I'm talking generally now. As a leader, as a young person, as a growing entrepreneur, as a businessman, as a philanthropist, as a pastor, what level, where are your men? Jesus the Christ, coming into this earth, very few years to spend. He knew that the only way he can achieve this goal and even sustain it moving forward was raising men. He began to first, before he started the assignment, he started to fish for the men that will help him to fish the people. Who are your men? Thank God for Pastor Chris Oyakhilome and a few other pastors that has raised men. Look at what Pastor Chris is doing. Look at the mighty men he's raised from gospel music. Pastor Chris brought light to the gospel music. It used to be something that you were not very proud of those days. Thank God for what Mercy Chinwo, Ebuka's son, Moses is even Pastor Chris's son. And a lot of these guys are doing. Nathaniel Bassey, Nathaniel Bassey has been there for a while. But you see, with what Sinach, Frank Edwards, Joe Praise, Eben, and a lot of Ada, Samsung, all of these guys, the impact they brought into gospel music years ago. For the first time, we could go to a Christian party. Thank God for Frank Edwards. It was an influence of a man. So I'm asking, where are the people where are the men? Who are the Peter Obi's men? Who are Showere's men? Who is, let's leave Atiku, because of course he found out to be, he doesn't have men. Just a few persons around him. Years and years. So look at it. Evil will remain in the society because good men stay quiet. That's a quote. But let me put it to you. The reason why Bola Tinubu in our eyes, evil has remained is because he has built strategic men, placed them in very relevant places, empowered them enough that they are fighting organized influences that wants to bring them down. So Bola Tinubu has built a kind of what we call shock absorber that is aiding his growth in everything that he does. I've listened to Asare Dokubo, and he spoke about what Bola Tinubu did. Do you know there are some churches in Lagos? I say this with privileged information. Churches in Lagos, the reason why they cannot criticize Bola Tinubu wholeheartedly is because Bola Tinubu gave them lands for free or for some level of discount years ago. So you saw the vision. You that have got vision for where you are going to, which men are you building? Hey, I don't like Oluomo, he's not my guy. I don't like Tinubu, he's not my guy. But these are lessons that we must learn. Actually, this guy has been able to create, has established men in relevant places. His late foundation is built. In some cases, some men that are growing, he goes and stretch a friendship hand, build partnership, build bridges to connecting because a single idea wanted to be president. He's president now. There is really nothing to clap for, but if we learn the principles that got him there, it could help us too. What are the good men doing? Which men are the good men building? There are churches where pastors cannot empower people genuinely. They will bring outsiders that are established and be giving them so much millions for them to sing, whereas their own needs growth, needs help. There are people that are leaders, that are content creators that are closing their DMs. They don't want people to speak with them. There are influencers that wants to end their reign. It was John Maxwell. I said, when you continue as a leader, when you are walking and nobody is behind, you know that you are taking a stroll. Are you building an ocean? Or you are building an aquarium? That's what some of us are doing, an aquarium. Where people are running around, gather around, small pond. Man, the gift of men is Tinubu has been intentional by his men. Take that serious. That's something all of us need to learn from. I think that principle is something that I'll keep in my head. Men, people are going to come to you somehow. Some of us, if you look around now, people have come to you, push them away. Forget that you were pushed away, but if you are going far, it's time to start to build now. It's sweat. It's time to start to build now. Build. Begin to get men. Build connection. Build partnership. Build bridges. Connect with people. It is going to be difficult for anybody to defeat this guy. Look at the guys he's putting everywhere. Police. That's what Wike knows. He's also learning. And Wike has learned that principle. Go and market. You heard in the last election, his cousin was in INEC. His classmate was in police. That's strategic. When it's time for him to get to presidency, we will have good people that are better than him to fight. But because this man is laying solid foundation with his men, it will be difficult to defeat. I'm not saying Tinubu won the election. That's not the point. Take the lesson. The fact that even in rigging elections, you will need your men who are loyalists to you to stand up and defend your cause in those areas. Who are your men? Who are your men? See Tinubu. Bible says, learn from the ants. Learn from the ants. I'm out of here.